I didn't like it. No one should be told who they can and cannot love. And this strong belief underlines why I am motivated to encourage environments of acceptance and inclusion for anyone who might be different from the majority norm. As for myself, I've never felt like I really fit in anywhere. For much of my childhood, I was the odd one out. I was never Chinese enough for my Chinese-speaking friends, and I was definitely not American enough, translation, white, to feel like I fit into American culture. I studied hard at school, but my introverted nature meant I wasn't part of the popular crowd. I tried to fit into the black cliques at school, but I was clearly not one of them either. So where did I fit in? I don't think I really found my community until I was in high school, where I ended up making friends with people who also walked a more multicultural path, either as immigrants themselves or American-born Chinese, or ABCs, like me. I've always felt like I had to carve out my own path as a result, and that perhaps has led to a need to create more connection and a sense of belonging for others. But I've also seen the power of diversity. In middle school, I played in the orchestra. It was probably one of the most diverse orchestras you will ever see, with Black, Latinx, Asian, and white people playing violins, violas, cellos, bass, piano, all mostly in harmony with each other. It didn't matter if you didn't speak English well, as long as you could read music. It didn't matter if you were getting straight A's in class, as long as you showed up for practice. It didn't matter if you didn't have money to afford instruments, since we were all borrowing our instruments from the school. We were taught that music doesn't just come out of the instrument you play. It comes from how you play it, and each of us brought our own special soul to how we played. When we all came together around a piece of music, each playing our different parts, and each playing off one another, we created a symphony. I took that experience to heart as a very real and tangible example of how diversity can come together to create something bigger than each individual. The different parts really do make something bigger than the whole. These are just a few examples of many formative experiences that motivated me to become a DEIB professional. Over the years, I've had the good fortune to work at some great companies that have been fully committed to making progress in this space. I was part of the founding diversity and inclusion team at Intuit, where I helped develop and launch their first corporate diversity strategy, with company-wide training and employee resource groups, supported by a robust executive diversity council. Then, I got the opportunity to do similar things, and more on a global scale at Yahoo, where I was able to expand my scope to include employee engagement programs, talent management, and organizational development work. From there, I led talent development and internal inclusion initiatives at a hypergrowth startup, before leaving to launch my own consulting practice, focused on leadership development for women of color and inclusion strategies for companies. I contracted with companies of all sizes, from biotech to consumer services, helping their DEIB, human resources, and leadership teams develop and implement DEIB strategies. After that, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and enter financial services for the chance to make a difference in an industry that has such a profound impact on economic opportunity. I firmly believe that you cannot have social justice without economic justice as well. So addressing DEIB in financial services has the potential to drive a more equitable society through wealth building in communities that have historically been shut out and left behind. It's a lofty goal that will take more than my lifetime to achieve, but I'm determined to do my part to get us that much closer. Who should listen to this book? While I have been doing this work from within an HR department for all of my career, DEIB is not a uniquely HR function. This playbook is really for any leader of an organization that wants to drive change. In fact, if you're leading a business line or function outside of HR, I really appreciate that you're listening to this book, because ultimately, you are the person who will make the key decisions necessary to determine whether progress will be made. DEIB work is everyone's responsibility, from the frontline worker to the CEO. It will be